Thanks for coming back. If you're been paying attention, this is part three of four-part series that I'm doing, breaking down Baker Mayfield and what last year. Um, we're looking at his two best and two worsts. We went through the Ravens, and this has just happened by chance, but you get a little bit of an idea of what the offense is looking at. Week four was the Ravens, which was one of his best games statistically. And then the following week was week five against the 49ers, which was one of his worst. So we're getting a look weeks back to back again, I think. I don't remember 100%, but I think Miami's week 12 and Cincinnati's either week 13 or 14. So pretty close in proximity again. And we'll we'll continue to look at some of the issues that he had, that game planning, personnel decisions, everything goes into making a successful team, and a lot of times it comes back just to one player, especially the quarterback. But in this case, um, you know, sound organizations and coaches and coaching staffs uh, will take care of these. They'll put their players in the best positions to succeed. And what happened last season is you don't really see that. And I think that more than any, more so than his talent and understanding, was a reflection on why Baker's statistics weren't as good as many expected going into the season. So we're going to start off here against Miami, which was one of his best games, and this is one of the plays on the first drive. So let's go ahead and take a look. So they're going to come out and play coverage. If we've been looking at it, if we've been talking, you can tell. We can tell by their eyes and their leverage. Their eyes are in. So right now, this is a tip, and they're off, and they're off. This is a tip that it's going to be some sort of zone coverage. Okay. We get motion. We're going to get a cross action here, and you get um, Chubb on the zone fake, and then Hunt spilling out into the flats. They're going to come out and they're going to play, which we've seen in previous. This is what people will call a robber, a three robber. So we're going to get the linebackers to drop. They're only going to bring four. He's going to play a deep third. He's going to rob this area. He, if anything comes to him, he's basically going to man it up. Like, he wouldn't let this guy beat him inside and threaten here. He's gonna basically just react and try and disrupt the route that this number two receiver is running. And then you're gonna get the deep third safety, and then obviously back here playing these three zones. And that's what we get for cover three. All right, let's play it out a little. All right, I didn't check D&D here. We got second and four, so this is a good play action down. It's got time, solid protection. All right, I was wrong. He's going to play true robber, which he's going to let him run and then try and rob that zone. So I remember watching this one and everybody going crazy. We're going to see this play fake, eyes up. All right, here I'm not sure what he's looking at here. Um, Maybe like once you see the safety getting into the deep third, you're gonna know that this corner post is gonna be taken away. So I don't know if he's trying to hang on this too long. We'll see a little bit better from the back view, but from here, I would work this side. I would work my progression. So I know this isn't going to work because this is going into his zone, not in front of it. If it was going in front of you, might have a shot. But I would work this, and then this route combo out here. You're going to get a flat. And I think if I don't remember what he ran. Let's see if we can see. He's going to run a a dig pattern. So this is kind of like he's going to run a wide departure dig, and then we're going to get a post. And it's not really, it's pretty rounded, so that I don't know if it's a post, or I would assume it's a post by the cut, and then we're going to get this flat. So like I was saying, right here, I would take that as gone because he's going to take that away. So I would come back and work this, and you would go 1, 2, 3, or you would read players zones. So if you see this guy start to spread, you see this guy spread, then you know you're probably going to be able to fit that in there, and you know you probably wouldn't be able to fit this one because he's under it. Then he's going to have to find this guy, and then this guy's out again. We've talked about this a couple times with Chubb. I don't know why it's taking him so long to get out. There's no threat. These guys are dropping, and now he's not even an option. So Baker needs him to be square to the line of scrimmage right now, giving him his numbers. Instead, he's taking his time, lazy route. Now he's going to end up behind Baker. And not look, I mean, so Baker's continuing to run, and then Jarvis stays alive, keeps coming, and finds this zone, which is nice. But we'll look at the back to see where we can kind of figure out what his eyes are. But once I see this deep third, I would move away from this concept. So from this read, and I would just go here to here. All right, but let's skip through this, and we end up completing this as a great catch and throw. So Chubb just waiting around. There's no reason to wait. There's no reason for him to stop here. This should just be one continuous motion, right? He's supposed to be faking that he's getting the ball, correct? So you would love to see him just go. You don't have your eyes are over here. You're coming to this side. You should be reading here and here. These are his two reads. All right, his eyes are looking at it right now. He sees this guy drop, that guy drop. Then he needs to go and get into this route concept earlier. And it's an adjustment period for him, but it's taking him too long. You don't need to stop right there. Obvious that these guys aren't coming, right? Anybody can see that. So just go. So Baker, let's look. So he's here. Yeah, I think he's eyeing up that Odell corner post. You would like to see him, see that middle safety back here, and with anticipation, right now, rip that in there. So so on his play fake, let's walk through it. On his play, but again, we talked about it a little bit before, but you don't want to escape to the side that the rush generally speaking, you don't want to escape to the same way the pursuit is coming, right? You want to try, and I would love to see him here take a step here, and he would be working this combo, and he wouldn't throw that. He would see that this cover, and then he would get Hunt, who's wide open and with about 10 yards of space. So generally speaking, you don't want to escape to the side the pressure's coming from, because that pursuit is going to stop. you want to go opposite usually. So if you get pressure to the front side, you want to step this way. If you get pressure this way, you would want to step that way. But so this first play, the reason we get to this scramble and run, too long on this finding the free and staying there and wanting this, get off that sooner. Find Jarvis in this window right here, and then work that progression over there. So we'll see Hunt. Look at all that space that Hunt has. So you go here, Jarvis. This is off the books. Jarvis here, and then we get 3 to Chubb or Hunt, and you have Hunt in space. He's got about 15 yards of space, and I guarantee he's going to make that guy miss. So just a little better operation from him about that. Not a lot of guys are going to make this throw on the run, rolling to their right with pressure. I mean, that's just an elite throw. So love to see a little bit of improvement in that working your progression, recognizing coverage post snap. All right. So now we start to see them creep up, and we know that this is going to be 2-man. So cut 2 coverage. So they're going to play that 2 deep zone. So he's going to play this zone. Split the field in half. He's going to play this zone. All right, we got man here, man here, man here. And then this guy's going to be manning up the tight end. Whoops. Didn't see our tight end there. Going to be playing man here. And then one of these guys will combo and play man on our running back. And if they don't, then they'll be SOL. All right. So man coverage, they're bringing pressure. If they bring 5, we'll be able to pick it up because we'll have 3 to this side of the slide. And then we'll have two on 2 here, and so we're good. Or Hunt, and we're good. All right. So Hunt's gonna stay in and block, and this guy does indeed read him. But this play is off because you're gonna have safety here, and you know that this play is off, and this one is off because it's a post. All right. And now this is 3rd and 8. Okay. So I read a quote from Mike Leach, and he's 1,000% correct. I mean, the slant is the most important route, in my opinion, in football. And you see it here. If I'm pretty sure this is Hollywood. No. If we get just a nice, he's outside leverage, just stutter, slant and go, or not slant and go. If he just stutters him, breaks him down, gets him to open up his hips, which he does. Opens his hips up. Just look at that window for a slant. I mean, he might split those guys and score a touchdown. But instead, we're going to run a long developing route here. We're going to run a post. We're going to run a dig, and we're going to run a post. And then he's going to run a snag or a whip, whatever you want to call it, where he's going to fake a slant and then circle back out. And here, Jarvis is actually going to win on the slant. So you would, I mean, you call this if they adjust to the slant, not just to come out and do it. In my opinion, if you see that they're hard inside leverage and they're really waiting for the slant, or they're jumping the slant, then this is when you're gonna hit him with a hit him with the whip. But here he's gonna hit him, and we're gonna get pass interference called, which is a correct call. But just a couple slants, and I think you get an easier throw here. I mean, a slant, he gets a first down maybe, but this guy would definitely get the first down if he just ran a slant. But you have to question this call also because it's 3rd and 8. Jarvis is going to run a 4-yard route to try and get to the sticks on 3rd and 8. And it just, I don't know about that. I don't know about the snag route on 3rd and 8. Maybe 3rd and 6. This is 3rd and long, so you're gonna need to. You would have to press this a little bit deeper and get to a better depth. But maybe they were expecting zone. Um, in which this case you would get that opened up from a zone coverage since this guy's going to pull him out. But nonetheless, you get a first down on a PI, and you live to fight another day. So his pocket presence, good. So I don't understand the pump here. Maybe he's expecting this. His eyes look like he's looking at this, which we talked about from the wide. I'm not a huge fan of that because you have this guy sitting in this zone, and it's a tight end. If it were a little bit closer, like we saw in the Ravens game, and you have this same kind of look, then you can put it in the window or put it over top. Here, it's going to take a little bit longer to develop. I mean, he's already 5, 10, almost 15 yards downfield, so it's not too great. And then so he's going to pump, and then he's going to come back down and find Jarvis. Yeah, so I mean, this guy, he's in a good spot to cover both of these. And he's pretty tight to him, and he's pretty tight to him. And then we're gonna get bailed out with a little grab on the hips, which is that's a correct call. The grab right there, and get the PI and automatic first down. All right. So it looks like it's going to be man because we see eyes on, deep safety. So they're going to bring some kind of pressure. Baker's checking a route. So we're going to know what one of these guys are going to be man to man on our running back. We're going to be man here. All right, he's man here, man here, man here. He's going to play free safety. So that means we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you would want to roll this to, that you have one of these guys man, so you would want to slide the line to this side, to this 1, 2, 3. You would want the protection over here, and these two guys are going to pick up one of these three because he'll be able to pick up the other one if he stays. Hopefully he goes out. So he's going to go out, so that guy's going to come. Slide goes the right way, so that's a good look. All right, and so we come back to this. Baker gives him a slant because he knows that from this angle, this guy would have to run like exactly horizontal to make a play on an interception. If he were to do that, running a slant, he would run into one of those guys. This is great awareness by him. If he doesn't, then he's going to have to go over top of this, probably have an even deeper angle, and he knows that he's going to get this throw right away. So he's going to take it right now. And you see that he has to take an angle over top of that route. So here you go. This is him seeing the field. This is what you want to see. He's going to take a deep angle, and Baker knows he has him quick. And this is just great execution and recognition on his part. And you get Hunt doesn't even get tackled. Or is that Chubb? Chubb doesn't even get brought to the ground. So slide goes to the side you want it to. This guy's trying to play man on him. Does a good job. Gets his head around quick. Great catch. Just an all-around great play by everybody involved. All right, Browns up 7-0. This is the touchdown throw. This is great. So here, he's going to do a good job of seeing this safety getting nosy on expecting something like this, and he's going to lose complete sight of Odell over the top. And he sets it up with his eyes. He's going to stare down this speed post right here. Great job staring that down. It's going to cause him to get nosy. So this is what we're talking about earlier in the year when these guys were really, really, really aggressive to his eyes. Now he's obviously understanding that. So he's going to see this, know that they're being aggressive to his eyes. This guy's, let's go ahead and look at it from the top. Let's watch where he comes from. So he's already jumping the short stuff, expecting one of these routes. He's going to move him to the way he wants. Great job. Slide in the pocket. Beautiful. So in the past, what have we seen? We've seen him escape to the same side that the rush is coming, specifically the right. That would have led to a sack. Instead, he recognizes it here. He's going to take a slight step here, stay nice and calm, composed, step over that way, and deliver a beautiful ball for a touchdown. So let's look at it from the back. So you don't want to see this kind of pressure given up. I mean, this is almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's almost 7 yards deep, getting his tail whipped. Got to be better there. Let's watch his eyes. So he sees him. Watch his eyes and how much it's going to affect this. Look at him. This is understanding that you want to see. This is him knowing that this guy is out of position. He's already crept up. He's reading his eyes. They're flying to it. 3rd and 8, trying to take away a speed post, which they would understand that he loves to throw. Understands that concept. Now look at him. Knows he's got him. Stays composed. Beautiful sidestep. All right, and then he could have taken another step up if he wanted to, but he's going to throw this right now and complete the touchdown. Just all around. As a fan, as someone who loves the team, that's something that you love to see. I mean, you just that's growth. That's using your eyes to manipulate the safety, being heavy on the route, and then knowing what you have coming over top of it. And that's just you can see his level of comfortableness. I don't know if that's a word, but you can see how comfortable he is with this concept. I mean, he was in there, he was composed, and so I think when you see the feet and the rush and the panic and the head drop, it's a lack of overall comfort within the concept. And I don't know who that's to blame, but from what I heard, it sounds like they would have a plan, they would abandon it, and they would kind of go off the cuff and call whatever they wanted. And I think you saw the results of that because the quarterback wasn't playing, he wasn't reacting, he was thinking. And everybody wants to react. You want your quarterback to be comfortable, and he knows where guys are supposed to be. He knows where the ball is supposed to go, when it's supposed to go there, and you're just not seeing that consistently. So I think there has to be some sort of coaching and play and game planning related to that kind of bog down, that panic and that rush, that rushing, and just these kind of freewheeling bad habits that kind of came to fruition last year. So this next step, you would hope that those are all ironed out, which I'm assuming they will be. So let's go to the next play. Playing zone coverage that we saw him play. Remember, we saw him play this robber earlier. He's going to rob that zone. He's going to drop to the 3rd. He gets beat bad. I don't know what the heck that guy's doing. But he's going to recover. And then this is just a nice, easy, quick, smart decision. Fake it there. Doesn't like what he sees. If he's able to see this He could throw that, but this is great. This is Kareem Hunt one-on-one in open space, and look what happens, right? That's a 2-yard pass on, what is this? 1st and 10. This is I don't even know if it travels 2 yards, honestly. Doesn't. It's a 1-yard pass, and he's going to make guy miss, and we're going to get 6 yards. It's these kind of plays that they don't look like much, but these are the killers, man. These are the plays that kill defenses. Because then they have to adjust. And then what's their adjustment? They're going to play him man on man with a linebacker? Good luck, right? So, it's just taking the smart, easy throw and getting the most out of what your players do best. And in this case, Hunt in open space is a fantastic matchup. And if this guy isn't here, I mean, I would say he is at least good enough here. He might even score because he'll be able to make that guy miss. So I mean, right away, Hunt or Chubb one-on-one in open space, they're going to make one guy miss guaranteed. All right. And so you're just, as a defense, you got to be terrified at that prospect that a 2-yard route, a 1-yard route could potentially be 10 yards. I mean, and those are the easiest throws you can make on a field. All right, this is going to be a short one because this was just a terrific game, and then they ended up getting to a point where they didn't have to do a whole bunch. So that one was 144. Now we're going to get not too many more clips. All right, so they're in man. We know they're in man, right? We can tell by their posture and where they're lined up. Good. Okay. They're going to bring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is basically going to be one-on-one blocking. So we know we should hopefully have routes that are going to win quick. 3rd and 3. All right. So this might be a good time to see that snag route or that whip route. Yeah, there we go. I knew it. So the difference here is you've set it up with the slant earlier, or they ran this route earlier, but you set it up. So he sets it up here, and the other thing is the down and distance is so much better. All right, running this route now is just terrific. And Jarvis is and again, you're just putting him in a great position to win. And he knows it, and you don't have to read anything here. You're just gonna watch this guy beat him one-on-one, which happens. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oops. All right. Yeah, so the game's starting to get out of hand. Two more plays in this one. Third and 10. You bring in pressure. All right. So this is man again. This time it's off instead of them being tight. So this is man robber. So they don't have anybody checking. They don't have anybody for him. This is why I always like to get running backs out because this isn't a sound defense, and it makes them. If somebody messes up, you're going to leave this guy wide open. and it's easy to do, especially when you're asking maybe someone who doesn't normally have to have a cover responsibility, like a blitzing linebacker, to have a cover responsibility. Um, you get these kind of mix-ups, but they're going to play one, and he's going to rob, and then they're going to be man on. He's going to take whoever comes inside. He's going to run with him, and then he's going to take whoever comes outside. Mm, it's a good throw. This should be a penalty. Hopefully that gets called. I think is that Odell getting tackled? No, Jarvis maybe. Yeah. So they're tired of Jarvis kicking their ass. So they're gonna just tackle him and give us 15 yards free. So here's great operation. His eyes are over here. He sees him jump this. He's going to take this one-on-one matchup. He's already thrown it before he's out of his break. Again, we come back to being comfortable. This when you see timing like this, you know that he's comfortable and he's expecting him to win, which he does. Beautiful. He's going to feel this pressure here. They do a good job on the stunt because you're pretty much man blocking, so this is tough. You would hope Bitonio would feel this and come off it. But they do a good job setting up. And, it's in all honesty, it's such a long developing stunt that doesn't matter. It takes him so long to set it up that by the time he loops around, there's not a whole lot of guys that are going to be able to get there and affect this play. But again, Baker shows composure here, comfortable. He feels this starting to come. He's going to slide. Maybe a little bit too much, this second one. But do you see the pump there? I think maybe he was wanting to throw that to Hunt, but didn't like it. So he comes off and comes to Odell, who's going to make a good contested catch. Just another good football play. All right, then we're on to the last play of this breakdown. And we'll just stay here because it's the next play. Come on, man coverage. One of these guys are going to have to account for the running back. I would assume it's him. We'll see. They're playing man free. This is right before the half, so let's see how much time is left. You've got 1:10. We've got 2 timeouts. So there's plenty of time. No need to rush. Ooh, all right. So we get. So right now. Right now, we're gonna free release him, and this guy's gonna come free. So he sees this. Knows that this route is probably off. You would love to just see him be able to recognize that this is the guy who blitzed. This is the guy who is on me. Just stay on this. But he's going to take his one-on-one matchup here, which you can't fault him for because he knows he's going to have to get the ball out quick. And on the way back, he finds this safety. No, he doesn't. He just lets it rip. Still not bad though, right? He's gonna run. Right here is one of those they got us. They get you right here. There's not really too much you can do about that. I would like to see a little bit better space. Again, we talked about it. Talked about getting talked into routes and where we're running them. Watch both of these guys. Look how close to the side. He's given himself no space to make a play. All right. It's got to be better route. It's got to be a better route. He's got to work harder to stack. and when with now I know he's playing injured, so maybe that has something to do with his lack of speed. But he's not able to stack, and that's going to leave him almost no room for error on the sideline, and he's going to have to make a lot of catches. And we saw last year that a lot of those tight sideline catches were either out of bounds or caught, and then he couldn't get that. They weren't able to get that other foot down. But he knows he's got to get it out quick, and he's just gonna throw it up to a guy he hopes he can make a play for him. But again, we see how close he is to the sideline. That's about two yards away from the sideline. That's not a lot of room for him. And also the separation here. Um, there, he's 2 yards from the sideline, and he's about 4 yards from him. So these guys have to do a much better job of giving each other space to make plays and give room for the quarterback to throw the ball in there. All right, so that's the end of this. The next game will be Cincinnati, which was one of his worst statistical games. And here you can see, I think you can see in games that he's played well, you saw a level of, at least you you saw a level of comfortability in certain concepts, and there needs to be the addition of those concepts in the game plan more often. And then if it doesn't have to be the exact same concept. There's variations off of all these concepts, but they all grow from one concept. So within Stefanski's offense, you'd like to see a little bit more uniformity and a little bit more consistency from the play calling and game planning perspective to allow Baker to be more comfortable. And I think you'll see more games like this one. And really, that's it. I mean, this was one of his best games. You saw some big time throws, and you saw him. I noticed outside of one play just how much more comfortable he looked and calm inside the pocket. And I think, uh, again, things are coming. And then the next game is going to be Cincinnati, which was one of his worst games. And then we'll finish off there. And then my hope is after that, moving on to watching some Stefanski film, and we can break down some of the concepts in Kirk Cousins throws and see if there's any kind of tendencies, or I know there is, but we'll get to see exactly maybe some concepts and route combinations that Baker would excel at that Stefanski has already implemented. So thanks for coming.